Have you ever trusted someone with a secret only to have them turn it into a joke for the whole world to hear? It's a gut-wrenching feeling, one I know all too well. I remember this one time in school, I had what I thought was a best friend. We shared everything, or so I believed. One day I confided in him, telling him something deeply personal, something I hadn't told anyone else. I trusted him completely. The next day at school felt like a nightmare. As I walked into the classroom, whispers followed me. Then came the snickers and soon outright laughter. My secret wasn't a secret anymore. My best friend had twisted my words, turning my vulnerability into a punchline for the entire class. The betrayal felt like a physical blow. The person I trusted most had publicly humiliated me. My face burned with shame and hurt. It was like the ground had opened up beneath me and I was just free-falling into a pit of loneliness and embarrassment. The laughter echoed in my ears long after it stopped. I felt so incredibly small and exposed. The rest of the day was a blur. I avoided everyone, my eyes glued to the floor, just trying to become invisible. The moment the final bell rang, I bolted out of there. I ran all the way home, the tears I'd been holding back finally streaming down my face. I slammed my bedroom door shut and just collapsed onto my bed, sobbing. Fooled, I was so fooled. I kept repeating to myself, how could I have been so naive? How could I have missed the signs? The friendship I thought was so real was just a lie. The pain of the betrayal was sharp and deep, a wound that felt like it would never heal. I felt completely alone, isolated in my hurt and confusion. It wasn't just the embarrassment. It was the shattering of trust that hurt the most. I replayed every conversation, every shared laugh, and wondered if any of it had been genuine. The world felt a little darker, a little colder. I cried until I had no tears left, just a hollow ache in my chest. Later that evening, my dad came into my room. He saw my red, swollen eyes and sat on the edge of my bed. I couldn't hold it in anymore and told him everything that had happened. He listened patiently, without interrupting. When I was finished, he didn't offer empty platitudes or tell me to just get over it. Instead, he put his arm around me and said, even when you feel betrayed and walk through the darkest valleys, God is with you. You're never truly alone. He shared a verse from the Bible, Psalm 23:4, which says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. His words were like a small candle in my dark room. He suggested we pray together. It felt a little strange at first, but as he prayed, something shifted inside me. He asked God to heal my broken heart and to bring true, genuine friends into my life. In that moment, praying with my dad, I felt a tiny flicker of hope. Maybe I wasn't completely alone in this. Maybe there was a way to move past this pain. The next few days at school were tough. I kept to myself, bracing for more whispers or jokes. But something unexpected happened. A couple of classmates, people I had never really talked to much, noticed I was sitting alone at lunch. One of them, a girl named Sarah, came over to my table. Hey, is this seat taken? She asked with a kind smile. I shook my head, surprised. She sat down and her friend Mark joined her. They didn't mention the gossip or what my ex-friend had done. Instead, they asked me about my favorite video games and invited me to join their group to play soccer during recess. It was a simple, kind gesture, but it meant the world to me. Later, Sarah said something I'll never forget. We don't care about rumors. We like the real you. For the first time in days, I felt a genuine smile spread across my face. They weren't trying to get anything from me. They just wanted to be friends. Their kindness was a balm on my wounded heart. Slowly but surely, I started spending more time with Sarah, Mark, and their friends. It was different from my previous friendship. There was no drama, no competition. We laughed together, supported each other, and could be our authentic selves without fear of judgment. We played soccer, worked on group projects, and shared snacks at lunch. The joy I felt with them was real and deep, so much bigger and more fulfilling than anything I had experienced before. I realized what true friendship felt like. It wasn't about sharing scandalous secrets. It was about sharing life, the good and the bad. My new friends celebrated my successes and were there to listen when I was having a tough day. The loneliness that had consumed me started to fade away, replaced by a sense of belonging and genuine connection. I learned that true friends don't tear you down. They build you up. Looking back, that painful experience of betrayal was a turning point. It taught me a powerful lesson about friendship and faith. When you feel deceived and alone, remember that God is with you even in those dark moments. He can heal your heart and guide you towards people who will truly love and appreciate you for who you are. The pain you might be feeling right now is not the end of your story. It can be the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with real, authentic connections. Don't lose hope. Open your heart and you might be surprised by the true friends waiting to find you. If you've ever felt this way, know that you're not alone and brighter days are ahead. Thanks for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content. See you next time.